everyone, back with another quick video. I want to talk about transporting your firearm in your car when you have to go through areas where you're not allowed to carry. Or let's say you go to a store and you notice the no gun sign on the corner of the window of the store or the door of the store. Well, honestly, I tend to still carry, and if they know that I'm carrying, or if it's discovered that I'm carrying and they ask me to leave, I will leave because I don't want to get a trespassing charge. And I may store the gun in my car and then go back into the store to continue my shopping. The issue is, how do I safely store the gun in the car while I'm not with the car? What I do is I keep a safe in my car at all times, because I never know when I might find myself going someplace where guns aren't allowed, or if I'm traveling with my family, or if I'm traveling by myself, when I might have to pull over and take the gun out of my holster and put it in the safe. Because as a general rule, if you're traveling through a state where you're not allowed to carry, you must put that firearm in a container and keep it to the rear of the car. As a case here, I don't have a trunk. Or if you have a trunk, put the gun in the trunk of the car as it's contained in that safe. So I bought a Hornady safe, which I've been very pleased with. It's very durable. You can see the scratches and the wear on it. And this particular safe has 4 keypads. You can program a sequence of numbers, 4-digit number in here, so that when you just tap on the 4 digits, the safe will just pop up. Now, you can buy any number of types of safes. You can buy some that have combination locks. You can have some that are simply keyed locks. I bought this just for convenience because I had a keyed, I think it was a gun vault. I just got tired of pulling my keys out every time I wanted to open the safe or close the safe and lock it. The combination safes, I just got tired of, let's say it was dark outside, it just got kind of cumbersome trying to see the numbers, that I'm making sure I'm dialing them in appropriately. So I got this safe by Hornady. I'm not being paid by them, but I do like the safe. I got this safe because it's got large keypads and they're illuminated. You can see them no matter if it's dark or what have you. The only drawback to using a safe like this, and it's not really a drawback, but it uses alkaline batteries. This uses, I think, 4 AA batteries. So in the wintertime, those get eaten up pretty quickly. But nonetheless, so what I've just adjusted by using the keyed entry during the wintertime. If the batteries are dead, then I have to go back to the key on my chain, which is one of the reasons I did not want to. That's one of the reasons I got this safe, because I didn't have to deal with a key or a combination. But in the wintertime, I've noticed that the batteries don't last very long. I have to change them quite frequently. Now the issue is, even though we have a safe and our gun is secured in the safe, how do we secure the safe itself in our car? Because if someone were to break in our car and they saw this in the back of the car or in the trunk of the car, it makes sense to assume that they would think that there's something of value in here. They probably, it's not unreasonable to think that they would know there's a firearm being stored in here, and they just take the safe. So now it's all about securing the safe to the car at all times. Just to show you how the safe works itself, if you want to go with this safe. So I've got it closed, and I'm just going to input my code. And it pops right open. Now, it shouldn't matter what type of safe you buy for your gun, whether it's the Hornady like I have, or a gun vault, or any number of safes that are out there. They should all come with what I'm going to call a strain relief cable like this, with a small loop on one end and a large loop on the other end. So I use this to secure my safe with my gun in it to the car. And it's pretty durable, it's pretty solid. I don't think this is very easy to cut. So if someone comes across your car and they see this, I think they may have been having to plan to break into your car to have something that's going to cut this. Because I don't think a regular pair of scissors is going to do it, and who carries scissors with them anyway. So on the back of my car, I have a couple of metal rings. What I do is I'll take the small end, and if you can see this brass this brass loop that I have, or metal loop that I have in the back of my car here. I'll take the small end and wrap it through. Then I'll take this end and put it through the large loop, pull it taut, and then each of these safes is going to have a little notch, either on both sides like this one or on just one side, doesn't matter. And I'll put this end into that notch, so that sits there just like that. Then I'll take my firearm, or whenever I cross into a state that I can't carry, if I'm on the road, let's say I left Pennsylvania, I'm going into Maryland. If I go into Maryland, I'll pull over at one of the rest stops, and I'll go back in the back of the car, open up the safe like I just did, place my firearm into the safe, shut it, and now it's pretty much attached to the car. All right, so like I said, anyone who comes across your car and breaks into your car, I don't think they're going to just happen to have the tools necessary to cut through this very easily. Not saying they can't cut through it, but by the time they get through it, hopefully you will have called 911, or you would have, I'm not going to say you should intervene, but you would have frightened them away, or they would have run away because you came up. Maybe on your car fob, your key car fob, there's an alarm switch or emergency switch that you can press at a distance, and it'll set off the horn beeping. So my point is that this is durable enough that I think it's not going to be an easy, quick smash and grab getting this off of cutting this cable here. And on top of that, just to protect the interior of the car, I have this cargo blanket that I put down. So what I then do after that is I'll take the safe and I'll place it underneath the blanket like that. If you don't have that ring in the back of your car, maybe you can use this lever here. You can wrap it around this lever here in the front of your car. However, I would try to go on Amazon or someplace where you might be able to get a longer strain relief cable so it can go to the back, at least closer to the back of the car. That's just my simple technique for being able to make sure my gun is stored properly in my car, no matter what the situation is. And this safe will stay in my car at all times, whether I have the gun in there or not. It's just a fail-safe, no pun intended, way for me to be able to store my gun, knowing that I've done or taken the precautions that I can to make sure that my gun is safe when I'm traveling and I cannot carry it with me. And I can store it somewhere in the car, feeling somewhat comfortable that it is secure. Of course, whenever we're traveling state to state or going into a place where there's a sign that says no guns allowed, whatever the case may be, it's up to us as gun owners, as concealed carriers, to educate ourselves on the law. So I highly recommend that you go to the USCCA website and then scroll down and click on Reciprocity Map and Laws, and it'll bring up a map of the entire United States, and it will address the majority of the gun laws in each state. So that might be a starting point just for you to educate yourself. This car also comes with a bar that goes across the rear of the car that has a tarp, or something like a tarp that you can pull out and cover the contents of the rear of your car. So that's just another deterrent, plus the tinted rear windows. Just another deterrent to keep this car from being attractive to break into. So I've got the tinted windows, I've got the tarp that covers the rear of the car, I've got the safe with the firearm in the safe. The safe is connected or latched or encoiled with the car, and then I've got the cargo blanket that I'm using primarily to protect the interior from scratching and all that, but I also use it as another deterrent by putting it on top of the safe. Just like with concealed carry, the more layers that we have to cover the gun with, the harder it is to get to it, unfortunately. Well, in this case, I love that. The more layers, the more deterrent that someone is going to find my car attractive and want to see what's in the back of the car. and try to get, even if they get to that safe, like I keep saying, that cable, I think, unless they came prepared, unless you were just so negligent or careless that you advertised, whether purposefully or not purposefully, that you have a gun in the back of your car, they're not going to be carrying the tools to cut or snip that cable. That's my opinion. All right, guys, that's all I've got for today. If you live in the Southeast Pennsylvania area, Montgomery County, Westchester, Delaware County, where I work out of, or in all points in between, or if you are in the northern part of Maryland or in Delaware, look me up, sign up for a class. I'd love to talk to you more about how you can be safe and responsible with your firearm. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, on all those platforms. Just search or Google First Level Firearms Training. All right, guys, take care. Train safely and transport safely. I'll see you soon.